Hey guys, Mr. Bernard here. So this time we're going to be going over the even questions, working with our rules of logarithms. We have our three rules: the product rule, quotient rule, and our power rule. So our first four questions are going to be only using just one rule. So let's take a look at number 2. We have log base 2, so here we'll write log base 2. And 21 is the product of 3 and 7. We'll have log base 2 of 3 plus log base 2 of 7, because, like I just said, 3 times 7 is 21. Question number 4. We're going to be using our product rule, just like number 2. Log base 2 of 6 plus log base 2 of a, because we have 6 times a. Question number 6, we're going to be using our quotient rule this time because we have a divided by 3. We'll get log base 5 of a minus, because of the quotient rule, log base 5, 3. Question number 8, we're going to be using the power rule. And for this one, we're just going to take this 10 and we're going to bring it out front and get, we'll get 10 log base 3 of a. And so that's it for these ones. And now we're going to be combining rules together. So question number 10, we're going to be using the quotient rule and the power rule. We'll take that 5 and bring it up front and get 5 log base 2 of a minus 5 again, because the 5 is outside of the parentheses in the original question, log base 2 of b. And question number 12 now, we're going to be using all three rules. So we'll start off with just making it known that our exponent 8 is on the outside of the parentheses. So all three of them are going to have 8 log base 5. So 8 log base 5 of x plus, because x times y, so there's your product rule, 8 log base 5y minus, now because of the quotient rule, 8 log base 5 of z. So question 14, I want to change this around just a little bit just to make the exponent a little nicer. So this is log base 3, 9x cubed to the 1/5 power. And let me just make that 5 a little neater. To the 1/5 power. And this will be easier, and this will be helpful in just a second, you'll see. So now we're going to use the power rule first and have 1/5 log base 3 of 9 plus now. So we're going to be using this exponent and this exponent to bring up front for this power rule. So we actually have to multiply them together and get 3/5 log base 3 of x. And we're adding it because that's the product rule. So the main thing to take away from this question is that you have to multiply together the exponents in order to have the number to bring out front for that power rule. Question number 16. We're going to have log base 2 of 9. So this part, nice and easy. 9 has no exponents attached to it, so we could just write it as that. Plus, because of the product rule, 10, since our x is to the 10th power, log base 2 now of x, minus, from the quotient rule, 2, because y is squared, log base 2 of y. And number 18, we're going to solve similar to how we did 14. So let's rewrite it. Log base 2 x squared a to the 1/3. And so for the power rule for this part, we're going to have 2 times 1/3, which is going to be 2/3 log base 2 of x plus 1/3 log base 2 of a. And we'll take a look at now question number 20. Now we want to write everything as a single logarithm. We have log base 2 for both of them, so that's good. So let's write that. Log base 2. And we have the power rule in our first part. So we're going to bring that 2/3 over x to the 2/3. And because we have that plus sign, it's the product rule. So times y. Question number 22. We got log base 3 for both of them, so we'll keep that. Now x, so our first one has the 3, so we're going to bring that over. And we also have the product rule again, so let's keep that in mind. And y has the 4, so we'll get x cubed times, like I said, because of the plus sign, y to the 4th. Next one, a little bit more complicated. We got log base 5 for all of them. Let's write that. We have a 4 in front of our first term. Circle it. Make sure you know that you're bringing it over for the power rule. And that is x to the 4th. We have a subtraction sign next, so that is our quotient rule. So I'll make this really dark. And there's nothing in front of the y, so we could just write it as y. And same thing for z, nothing in front of that. So z is also down there because it's being multiplied. It's the product rule with y, so they're both on the denominator. And I'm just going to bring this a little higher up so we have room for our last one. Question number 26. They all have log base 3. So let's write log base 3. Our a has nothing in front of it, so we'll write it. Plus b, so we got the product rule, so b is going to be on our numerator, minus, because now we're using our quotient rule, c squared, and I'm getting c squared since its term has the 2 as a leading coefficient. And we'll bring that over for that power rule. And that's everything. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me or Mr. Zwirling. Thank you. Have a good night.